Hello, church. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been highlighting the impact of our Giving Beyond Fund. And again, as I've said each week, full details of that can be found in this Giving at King's booklet. So have a look at these if you haven't seen one already. And we've looked at our impact beyond our generations as we seek to invest in the next generation of Christian leaders, and the impact beyond our borders as we play our part in the gospel going to the ends of the earth. But our primary mission field, our Jerusalem, Judea and Samaria, is right here in High Wycombe. And so today, we're focusing on the impact that we're having beyond our walls, how what we give to our Giving Beyond Fund is transforming our town. So here are some stories from some of our outreach ministries.
King's Table works with some of the most marginalised people in society, and we find that those tend to be people with addiction issues and afflictions and people suffering homelessness or temporary housing issues. Whilst we've seen some great things, we want to see more. We had an Alpha course over the last 12 months that was well attended. Some really interesting questions and conversations came out of it. We saw one of our guests baptised in a Sunday service this year. And at time of filming, we have 3 people who are within 10 weeks of being drug-free. That just doesn't happen. You don't get people who just wake up and think, I'm just going to stop using drugs now. It doesn't happen. So we know the Lord is at work.
In learning English, God has been answering lots of prayers, and He's very faithful to us. For example, lots of students have asked for prayer for relatives to be healed, and we've seen that happen. We've also seen some students pass their B1 English exam, which is the one they need for their visa. So that's very exciting, as well as one who passed their life in the UK test. Recently, we've helped a lady who, through no fault of her own, had to move into temporary accommodation in the area. In fact, in the past year, she's been moved 4 times. But she told us about it, we prayed, and my team and I physically helped her to move 3 of those 4 times. One of the times she moved into a property that had absolutely nothing, not even carpets on the floor. But she asked us to pray, and we prayed. And every time God has provided exactly what she needed. And although she doesn't come from a believing background, that's given her faith in God, that when we pray, He will provide for her. And He will provide in her future as well.
Lot of Stars is our weekly playgroup that happens on a Tuesday and Friday morning. So we had these 2 mums who have recently started to come to Lot of Stars. One started coming maybe 4 months ago, and she was new to Wycombe, doesn't know anyone, and found Lot of Stars. Her health visitor told her about it, and she came. But when she came, she was quite reserved and quite quiet, and kind of kept to herself and her son. And then maybe over a month ago, there was another new lady that started coming, and they kind of started chatting. And then every week since, they come together, they sit, and they just have a good laugh, and their boys get along really well. But the other week I asked them, I was like, oh, how did you meet? And they were like, oh, just at Lot of Stars. I was like, oh, I thought you knew each other before then. She was like, oh no, we just met here. But it's been really lovely to watch their friendship grow. Also, the first person who started coming a couple of months ago, just how more open she is as well with us and the surrounding as well. So it's just been nice to see them kind of connect and build their relationship at Lot of Stars.
CAP is Christians Against Poverty, is a debt organisation, a national organisation, but we partner with them in the King's Church. We've been doing it now for 14 years, and just having a look back, we've helped 10 families go debt-free this year. That's not that we've paid off the debt, it's that we've helped them find debt solutions to get them out. One of our clients, took a while to get to know her. She was a bit unsure about what we were trying to do. She didn't read, which was one of the major contributory factors to her getting into debt. You can understand running a home when you don't understand the bills that are coming to you. She learnt to trust us. We helped her get debt free. It was great. And then afterwards, she asked us to come back. And energy bills was a big problem for her and her family because they're so high now. But we spent some time with her setting up a smart meter, teaching her how to use it. And it was such a lovely time. And she felt so empowered at the end of that we felt confident that she's much less likely to get herself into that situation again. Yeah, really pleased to do that.
Now that is just a taster. It's just a flavour of what God is doing through these amazing ministries, and it's what accounts for the biggest chunk of our Giving Beyond spending. So this year we've budgeted around £160,000 of expenditure on our local outreach ministries. On 21st of June, we have our special Giving Beyond offering, at which we're aiming to raise at least £80,000 as part of pushing towards our overall Giving Beyond target of £300,000. And that is to enable us to continue to have kingdom impact beyond our walls, beyond our borders, and beyond our generations in our existing ministries and projects, but also to be able to expand and explore new areas and opportunities to advance the kingdom and to be all the more the resource church that God has called us to be. And so it's the same request as I've made in previous weeks. Please seek the Lord in advance of that offering on the 21st of June. What is He asking you to give on that day? I know finances are tight for many of us, but I believe if God says it, He provides for it. And so let's give generously, let's give joyfully, let's give sacrificially to see the kingdom advance. Thank you.